Hey guys, thank you for joining me. Siren Kimmie here with Girls Rock Metal Detecting, about to get out and get some digging done. Happy Memorial Day. Please take a moment to stop and think about those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. We have a very special Memorial Day weekend episode lined up for you. We're going to go over 3 different finds which tell the story and help us remember 3 soldiers from the distant and not so distant past. We're also digging, and we're continuing to test that Nokta Makro Anfibio Multi. So let's dig in.
I brought the Anfibio to work with me today. We're going to do some lunchtime digging, but look how small this thing gets. All detectors should do this.
Okay, we have the Anfibio set up at 5 tone. We're going to leave it at default. We've got it ground balanced, and we're going to hit the nail field. All in one hole. I'm not even kidding. Heard 70 signal in there, solid one. So I went ahead and dug it. 2 pennies in there. Very cool. Modern pennies, sadly, but still, to be able to recognize that there was something in that mess is pretty impressive. And got a wheat penny here. I will clean it up and see if we can get a date on it. It's a 1910. That's a lovely date. I will take that.
Well, that was my 30-minute lunch dig, and then I ran up to the shop real quick and checked this out.
As the story goes, always check your change. This handsome man was in my change from the grocery. 1953 Roosevelt dime. He is a 1953 D. Gotta love him.
Now, according to reliable sources, a plethora of old coins have been sent out into circulation. I'm not sure if my Rosie was from that, but either way, be on the lookout, guys.
Check it out. Jeremy has a ram bullet. That is so cool. Confederate lead. What'd you think? Yay! Alright, we're going back into the woods over here. See what we can find. The boys are in there. They got a head start on me, so I better get in there. Let's go. That is one retro banana seat bike. We got ourselves some 70s Schwinn up in here. Love it. Great surface find. Alright, check this one out. I know, to the naked eye, it resembles a rock. But this is actually a frag. It's a piece of lead sabot. You can see the grooves right here in the ridges. And I'll put a picture up of an example. But we're finding these throughout here. So there's some more Civil War history right in my hand. Okay, Jerry's walked away with my Anfibio after I just pulled this musket ball. How cool is that? What do you think? You like it?
Yeah, I think it's great.
Awesome.
Awesome job.
Surface find at the park. Cool ring. Sadly, it is not sterling, but it's a cool spinner ring. So check this one out. It is a token for 10 cents. That is really cool. That was ringing up in the 50s, and I thought it was going to be a nickel. And not super deep, maybe about 3 inches. Closer to 4. But really happy with that. As promised at the beginning of the video, we have some finds that are connected to soldiers. Let's check out what we got. The information available on the internet now is incredible. In the not too distant past,
It was much more difficult to do research on a found item. Gerald has one such item. He found this while jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. And by the way, Gerald, thank you so much for your service as a paratrooper in the United States Army. Gerald found this multi-tool in a drop zone after making a jump. He attempted to locate the owner, but had no luck in doing so. He's held onto it all these years, and while he recently came across it in a box of military items, he decided to give it another go to find the owner. After an exhaustive internet research, we're pretty certain we've located the owner. However, public records have been requested because we want to verify the information inscribed on the knife before we approach the family. If our research is correct, this story has a twist you're not going to believe. So be sure to subscribe to Gerald's group on Facebook, the official 1800s and Relics Club, so you don't miss out on this incredible story. Next up, over on our awesome Facebook group, We Rock Metal Detecting, if you haven't seen already, Gary has found his second World War II dog tag. This latest one belongs to Russell Class. He served in the famous 5th Armored Division, also known as the Victory Division, which speaks to their great success in battle. Be sure you are subscribed to Heavy Metal Detecting on YouTube because Gary has a video coming out showing the dig, as well as telling the story of Class and the heroics of his unit during World War II. He's also about to make contact with the family and hopes to have even more to add to the story. Finally, our last item takes us to something I already found earlier in this video. It is the token find. Crazy thing about this token. Sometimes you can research a find and come up with no information. Other times you can research and the dots will connect one to another, and an entire story will unfold. The token actually takes us back to an item we found in July of last year. This is incredible. Just incredible. Okay, I got it all cleaned up, did some research. This is, of course, a commemorative medal for the 39th reunion of the UCV. It took place in Charlotte, North Carolina in June 1929. Obviously, when this medal was recovered, I would have loved nothing more than to pin it down to the original owner. Unfortunately, with no inscription or identifying information, that was kind of a pipe dream. I looked into the homeowner's background, and most of the information available had to do with what he did to help build up the town, and there was no mention of him whatsoever having served during the Civil War. So that ruled out my homeowner. So I started researching anyone that lived in the vicinity. I even had to walk around the local cemetery looking at Confederate marked graves. The problem here is, I wasn't just looking for a Civil War soldier. I was looking for a Civil War soldier who was still alive in 1929 and could have attended this reunion. You have to realize 60 years had elapsed. Many of the veterans had passed on, if not from the war itself, then due to old age. So I tabled my research for a rainy day until I could hit the library and see what I could find. Meanwhile, back to the token. I can't show the front of the coin out of respect for the privacy of the landowner's family, but it bears a name I have come to know quite well as the original homeowner. He was an influential member of the town in the early 1900s, owning a lumber and turpentine business as well as a general store. The token is a very rare find indeed, as there doesn't seem to be any other examples. It may even be the case that no one knew the gentleman was paying his workers in scrip to begin with. It's quite possible this find will add insight into the history of this small town and what life was like in the early 1900s. That alone is exciting. But obviously, there's more to the story. As I was researching the token, I was digging even deeper into my landowner's history. I came across an obscure reference, and there it was in black and white, plain as day. The issuer of the token, the owner of the land and home on which I found the UCV medal, had enlisted and served in the Confederate Army. No way! I quickly looked over my notes for his date of death, which was 1931. I could hardly believe it. Without a shadow of doubt, I have found the owner of the UCB medal. Don't you just love this hobby?
Thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great weekend. Again, if you're not subscribed, please do so and give a thumbs up. We appreciate it. Until next time, we're going to end this episode in a quiet moment of remembrance to those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Take care, and until next time, bye-bye.